what do you think of the end of season drama that happened with Shawnee Winston and Lasal? Since we have a Lasalista here, i-mute na natin, pare.
It's a classic Lasallian drama.
Oh! Hello! Welcome to another episode of the Boleros Podcast. We're back after 1 week. It's me, Gab. With me is Maui again. And we're saying hello to our friend once again, Apo. Welcome back. Our only Lasallian friend who has ever come on the, the Boleros Podcast. So for today, we have a special treat for everyone. We are gonna do a fantasy draft of UAAP seasons 84 and 85. Oh, and for those who are wondering, Sammy is not here. He has some family matters to attend to, so it's just gonna be the three of us. Apple will be taking Sammy's place for this episode. And as I said, we're gonna do a fantasy draft of seasons 84 and 85. For those who haven't seen our fantasy draft series, you can check them out in our channel. We did the fantasy draft of the historical teams of all 8 UAAP schools. Some as way back as season 65. So if you want to check that out, we'll leave a link in the description box below. So for those who are unfamiliar for our fantasy draft, we do it 8 players deep. So Maui, Apo, and I will draft 8 players per team. And for this particular fantasy draft, we are limiting ourselves to 1 player per school. Okay? So boys, bago kayo mag-load up sa mga Lasal or Ateneo or mga UP players. So kailangan naman may representation tayo for each UAAP school. You draft however you want to form your team. You can go positionless basketball. You can go with all bigs if you want to. Kayo na bahala. Si Maui, alam ko, yung mahilig sa wings yan eh. So, sure ball. Yung kukuha ng mga wings yan si Maui. Okay? And then, we do standard snake draft. We've already predetermined the order for this particular draft. We randomized it, so Apo will go first, Maui will go second, and I will unfortunately go last. But don't worry, I get 2 straight picks for this particular draft. So to start, we have Apo on the clock. Yung pinagbigyan namin dahil natalo yung Lasal, dahil hindi nag-Final Four yung Lasal this year. So siya yung first pick ngayon. Apo, first pick of this fantasy draft.
Sinuswerte ako, pangatlong fantasy draft ko na to. Twice ako nag-number 1.
Talaga?
Yeah. Okay, first pick, hindi na to pinag-isipan, automatic na. Siya na talaga yung number 1. Ange Kwame. No-brainer for me. No-brainer.
Bakit Atenista pinili mo?
I mean, clear. I mean, even before the finals, solid na siya na eh. Pero after that, parang wala. Ang layo ng dominance niya, ng not really talented niya eh, pero yung dominance talaga, malayo to everyone else.
Yeah, and basically the finals, that championship was an Ange Kwame championship.
The real MVP.
David Defonso was nowhere. Yes, the real MVP in Maui's own words. Although I'm sure Maui is gonna possibly pick the actual MVP for his second pick. But okay, but yeah, I think it's clear Ange Kwame is number 1. He was a monster in the finals, basically won Ateneo the championship, and even on a bum knee, he was still the best player on the court when it meant the most to both Ateneo and UP. So, no protest here, I think. Yung only protest ko lang, yung Lasalista ko yung kumuha ng Atenista. Bakit? Di ko alam bakit.
No-brainer pick.
All right. Yung no-brainer pick. Maui, second pick.
Ah, second pick ko, sabi mo, most likely si Diouf, pero I'm picking Carl Tamayo. When you talk about basketballs in the 2020s, you have to have the most versatile players. And even though si Diouf yung impact, I think, especially on the defensive end, si Diouf yung more special. I'd have to pick Carl Tamayo, a guy you can really ball, shoot the three, drive ball, post up. Basically everything. Probably only playmaking ang kulang.
Yes. He was supposed to be my next pick if you were gonna go with Malik. Kaya medyo bad trip ako. siya, siya na eh. Yung sabi ko dito, if I was gonna get the last pick, they're obviously gonna get the two big guys. I was gonna end up with Carl Tamayo. I wouldn't be any sadder. But si Maui took Carl. I wanted to take Carl. Apo, anything to add? Carl Tamayo.
Well, nanonood ako live and then nanonood ka sa TV, di ba? Pag pinanood mo sa TV si Carl, kasi maliksi siya eh, for a big guy. Tapos pag pinanood mo siya live,
Yes.
doon mo ma-realize na he's really a legit 6'7", 6'8" with, tapos chunky pa siya, di ba? He's huge. Tapos, he's very
He
skillful.
slimmed down na nga eh, yung sa lagay na yan. Puyat na siya eh. Yeah, so so Carl Tamayo was my pick for MVP if you guys didn't know for this past season. Ange Kwame was Maui's pick for MVP and Sammy, our dear Sammy, picked Jerome Lastimosa as his MVP. But since y'all took Ange and Carl, I think I have to take, for my first pick in this draft, I have to take Malik Diouf. So,
The actual MVP.
the actual MVP, the statistical MVP,
Statistically.
but he will, yeah, statistically. Wait, this is not, we're not hating on Malik Diouf. Magkarat na naman sa atin yung mga UP fans, Mau.
No. No, we love Malik Diouf.
Yes.
Malik
Yes,
Diouf is really
we love
the
Malik
MVP.
Diouf. Yes, we love. Yeah, he's a deserving MVP, and Maui even called him the future back-to-back MVP because he's the only big man left for UP in their lineup for season 86. But yeah, this is a no-brainer pick as well. If Maui went with Carl, I'm gonna go with Malik Diouf. He's a monster on defense. He might be a bit limited on offense, makes questionable passes sometimes. Yung mga outlet pass niya na kung saan pumupunta, pero I think Malik Diouf on defense can compete with the likes of an Ange Kwame. So this is a no-brainer pick, no. Malik Diouf for my first pick. Anything to add, boys, for Malik?
Yeah,
With Malik Diouf kasi, okay, go. Sige.
Go ahead, Tapo.
Yeah. Feeling ko kasi, siya, nasanay tayo sa foreign athletes na dominant. Malik's not really dominant, pero he can give you siguro 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 steals, 5 blocks. He can do that any game. Kaya niya yun.
Yes.
Yeah, I think just to add to what Tapo said, yeah, I think si Diouf is not like the usual foreign student athlete na flashy when he scores, dunks the ball. He's really more of that type of guy na consistently he'll rebound the ball, he'll defend pretty well, and you'll actually be shocked when you look at the score. And I think, joking aside that Ange is the real MVP, Diouf was understandably really deserved the MVP for this year. I think him patrolling the paint for UP made them really a deadly team. It just so happens that Hawaii had a magnificent finals run.
Yes. Oo. Yung tama kayo, no? I think that was very evident, especially in Game 3 of the finals. When you look at Game 3, I think he scored only 9 or 8 points or even less than that. But when you look at his other stats, he has 15 rebounds. He had 4 blocks, 2 steals, and made the difference. no one in Ateneo could basically score inside aside from Ange Kwame and perhaps some Kai Balungay. But yeah, Malik Diouf, the actual MVP. But we're not hating on him. We love Malik. He's an awesome player. All right. For my second pick in this draft, na actually di ko alam saan pupunta dito eh. But okay, I've always said the two most important positions in basketball are the center position and the point guard. So I'm gonna take a point guard. It was Sammy's pick for his MVP, and he's coming back for his final season for the Adamson Falcons. I'm taking Jerome Lastimosa.
Tough guy.
Tough,
Kasi
tough
nagulat
guy.
na
And
ako,
I
may
think
isa pang playing year.
ako, tanda na nga niya.
The biggest surprise, probably the biggest surprise for me so far sa offseason is Jerome Lamosa.
Yeah.
Deciding to go back for his final year with Adamson. I really thought he was going to go abroad, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think even the Adamson community thought he was gonna go abroad already and probably wanted him to go abroad, no? Kasi nag-Final Four na yung Adamson, yung nabigay niya lahat para sa Adamson, and yet he's still coming back. And honestly, if we're talking about having one pick per team, sa Adamson, it's the clear cut, no? Jerome Lastimosa is the number one pick for Adamson. I'm interested to see who you guys will pick from Adamson though, since since lahat kayo may big man, hindi na nyo well, si Maui siguro pwede mag-Lenda Doanga, but I don't think he will go with Lenda Doanga with Carl Tamayo. So I'm very interested, no? So Jerome Lastimosa for me is my second pick for this draft. Up next, Maui. You have your second pick.
Yeah. I think because of the format that we have, this is probably a shocker. I'm going with Nick Cabanero from UST. When you look at the lineup of UST, it's really all about Nick Cabanero. And if you watch UST games this season, you'd understand that it was really the Nick Cabanero show. UST really relied on Cabanero, and I really hope that UST finds more recruits and players for next season. You can visibly see Nick Cabanero very frustrated throughout the whole season. And as in Boleros, we're very happy if we see parity in terms of competition. So hopefully AUST gets to go in the drawing board and recruit more players. So for my second pick, I'm going for Nick Cabanero.
Yeah, not really shocking because of our format. And deserve them, a very talented guy.
Just to remind you guys, seasons 84 and 85 yung natin yung pagpipilian. So may mga players naman sa UST no season 84 no baka gusto nyong piliin, no. Nung season 84 hindi naman siya one man team eh. So meron naman, although I doubt Apple will pick Adama Faye or Adama Faye with Ange Kwame beside him. But pretty interesting, no? Yung second picks natin, yung mga guys yung mga nagbubuhat talaga ng team nila. Jerome and Nick Cabanero. Interesting where Apple goes here. Apple, your second pick.
Okay, for my second pick, sige na, papanindigan ko na yung pagkalasalyano ko. So, I'll pick Shawnee Winston.
Oh!
Sobrang pure
Shawnee.
shot creator. Sayang lang talaga na
Yeah.
nakat short. Pero yung peak talaga yung versus Ateneo. Insane. Sobrang init niya kasi nun eh. Tapos minsan si Kwame kumukuha, so he had no choice but to pull up. Pero pasok pa rin.
Yeah, I think Apple made the right choice with Shawnee Winston. We mentioned before sa previous episodes namin that Shawnee Winston was actually the leading MVP contender
Yeah.
nung first round. Yeah, and it's such a shame what happened nung dulo. He got injured and Lasal actually threw him under the bus. But yeah, I hope Johnny Winston gets to play abroad. I hope Johnny Winston shows out. He's a different kind of talent. Probably for me, the most talented guard in the UAAP, scoring guard, especially in the UAAP this season. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him probably in the KBL or the B League.
I'm interested to ask something to Apo since he's here already. Apo, what do you think of the end of season drama that happened with Shawnee Winston and Lasal? Since we have a Lasalista here, tang na i-mute na natin, pare.
It's a classic Lasallian drama.
Oh!
Pag hindi kami magcha-champion, gagawa kami ng drama.
At
So
least kahit yung
classic.
mga Lasalista, ganun na talaga yung nararamdaman. Diba?
Yeah, frustrating.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is awesome. Okay, you heard it here first from Boleros, ha. Hindi lang mga Atenista nagsasabi na this is usual for Lasal, ha. Lasalista mismo nagsabi na usual for Lasal talaga na gawin to sa mga players nila. So, galing. Sulit na Apo yung pag-hop on mo sa Boleros podcast. Love it. I love it. Sulit na.
Sobrang exciting lang yung
Parang
off-season namin.
Yeah. Actually,
Kung
si
sino-
Gab and si Sammy, to win the championship.
Oo.
Yeah. I don't think anybody predicted what happened to Lasal noong 85. It's crazy.
Ang gulo-gulo ng season 85 ng Lasal. But hopefully no, a better season 86 for Lasal. Magharap muna kayo ng Coach Apo. na hindi kayo magagalit sa coach na yun. Pero ewan. Anyway, you're up next, Apo. Thank you for giving us that moment. Thank you.
Okay. So ako ulit, no?
Yeah, it's you again.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
your third pick.
Okay. I'll get someone from FEU and one and done. Sayang. Pero, man, so talented. RJ Abarientos. Sobrang killer nito.
Siya yung next eh. Siya yung...
Gab, di naman talaga abot na sa'yo. But yeah,
Sabi
RJ
ko-
Barrientos.
He's killing it in the KBL. I think, no, yung
Yeah.
sobrang
Parang may time
grabe
na
yung numbers
MVP
sa
race.
KBL. Yeah. He's killing it.
The MVP
And
race, yeah, he's killing it.
probably I don't know if you wanna check this, Maui. I think he's the first rookie to opt out of playing in the UAAP right after his rookie year. I don't think we've had that before. No?
Yeah, I think parang...
Can you remember?
Wala pa yung... I don't remember anyone straight as a rookie. Usually kasi, actually, usually ang UAAP, fourth year pa,
Maximize.
usually umaalis eh. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, I think with what Abarientos did, I think si Tamayo was followed suit with what they decided. So I think yeah, si Abarientos is the first rookie that went
Actually,
pro.
meron sigurong mga gumawa na, pero not with the caliber of RJ Abarientos.
Yeah,
Tsaka
correct.
we expected him to be the guy talaga sa FU eh. Kaya sobrang nakagulat na umalis na lang siya. I mean, good for him, good for the career. Surprising lang.
Yeah, I
No,
think
yeah.
especially with what's happening with Jerome Lastimosa right now, deciding to stay for his fifth year. I think RJ Barrientos really did a good job. I think betting on himself, and he's now really doing great sa KBL despite only playing one year in the UAAP. Hopefully, it's the same for Carl
So
Tamayo
this is-
sa Japan.
Yeah, this is an interesting topic, no. If any of our subscribers or our listeners know of of a rookie in the UAAP eventually opting out after his rookie season and playing professional basketball. Kindly let us know, no? Because this is an interesting topic. I think RJ is the pioneer of doing this. The the original one and done by US NCAA definition, di ba?
Yeah.
Yung sa
Definition,
atin
yeah,
yung
yeah.
one and done, yung may one playing year lang.
One
Tapos
playing year.
tapos na-graduate na. Pero ito legit, he played 1 year. He could have played more but just decided to turn pro. It's an interesting topic na si RJ siguro yung first na gumawa nun. So, anyway, Maui, up next, third pick.
Yeah, for my third pick, medyo na off ako bigla nang wala si RJ. Um, for my third pick, I'm going with Salsal. I'm going with Justin Baltazar. I think Baltazar is also like Carl Tamayo, very versatile big man wing player. When he was playing sa Gilas under Tab Baldwin, he was playing the 3 and 4 slot. And unfortunately, his wing position did not pan out sa B-League. He was still playing exclusively big man. And he's now going to the KBL. Hopefully, Baltazar will be able to find a better path sa KBL. I really hope that probably in Korea they'll play him as a 4 slot. Hopefully continues to improve because he really showed a lot of promise in Giles stint niya under Coach Tab Baldwin. Both him and Tamayo were able to play with players from Europe, from Italy, and Serbia, to name a few.
Apo, anything to
Yeah.
add for
Yeah.
your beloved Balti?
I love Balti. He was the offense, the Lasal offense, post Embala. Kasi sobrang safety net eh. Pag everything everything goes wrong, sige, bigay mo na lang sa poste, kaya niya na.
Yes. Actually, and para sa akin, no, para sa akin, hindi nga dapat siya yung sa poste palagi. I think he could play in the perimeter like what Maui said. Him and
Yeah,
Carl Tamayo were
mm.
actually the first breed of big men to make that transition to a wing player. And me, Maui, and Sammy are on the same page on this. We actually want them to see more, play more on the wing and on the perimeter because they have the skills. You know, it's very rare for 6'7", 6'8" player to have guard skills such as Carl Tamayo and Justin Baltazar have. And agree ako dito if there was another big man on the board, maybe for my pick, I would have taken Justin Baltazar. I do want to see him succeed more in the KBL na siya, no, Mao? Sa KBL na siya.
Samsung.
Yeah, all right.
I think he got the slot
Samsung.
of David, the one who replaced si Will Navarro.
Okay. All right.
Kasi yung
Sige.
Phil Canadian, Joshua David by the name, I think, was also injured. So, Balti is now going to report sa KBL. So, hopefully, like the other Filipinos in the KBL, I think most of the Filipinos in the KBL have been really great. Hopefully, he finds his way better versus nung stint na with the B-League, Japan B-League.
Yeah. Oh, no. So, good pick, Mao. Balti and Carl on the same team. Holy shit.
You.
Parang Coach Tab
Okay,
lang.
so, parang Coach Tab. So, for my third pick, I'm gonna go with a mythical team member from season 85 from the UE Red Warriors, Luis Villegas. So by now, I think everyone knows Luis Villegas' name. When we didn't know it at the start of season 85, this guy burst into the scene by having monstrous numbers and monstrous and not flashy numbers. I think Maui knows this. He was the one who posted his stats on yung inner chat group. that he was averaging way better numbers than even Carl Tamayo, Mike Phillips, Kevin Kiambao. And if you actually watch him play for UE, he's such a very effective player. Rebounds the ball, defends bigs and perimeter guys, shoots the three pretty well. So with Malik Diouf on my team, I have I have a floor spacer of a big who can also help on defense, and he has good size as well. I also want to see him play in other foreign leagues. Hopefully in the B League or in the KBL, if someone will get him. He's just that good. So Luis Villegas for my third pick. Anything to add, Maui?
Yeah, I think we covered a lot about Luis Villegas. He's one of our favorite players. And the resurgence of UE this year, he really played a part. Hopefully, UE, much like UST, will have to be very busy this offseason looking for new recruits, filling the hole of the Paranada brothers. And even so, si Villegas will be such a big hole for them to fill. Hopefully, they find new recruits. Just an addition about UE. They recently extended Jack Santiago for 2 years, and I think it's well deserved given their performance this season.
Apo, anything to add for Luis Villegas? Were you able... Natalo kayo twice sa UE, pare.
Kakainis. Ano yung first loss pa was coming off against the Ateneo win, di ba? So, grabe, yung taas ng confidence
Yes.
namin. Tapos,
Yeah,
on a weekday, natalo sa UE.
I think yung second loss came after you beat UE naman. Kung tama pag-aalala.
Yeah, actually, totoo.
Oo nga.
Yung tama si Maui.
Grabe.
Yung parang ano every time yung on a high yung Lasal,
UE,
makakalaban yung UE, tapos biglang, oh my God, bagsak na naman tayo.
The losses were bad
okay.
talaga kasi bad performance. Eh.
Actually, yung totoo yan. I do remember the first round was Lasal was up until the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Tapos biglang
Kyle Paranada
for
show.
some reason the Paranada show, and for some reason nag-zone si Coach Derek Pumaren nung first round. Hindi ko maintindihan yun, ba't ka mag-zone sa UP sa UE na UE ay gusto lang tumira ng tres.
Yeah, hindi sila tumigil. Tuloy-tuloy pasok ang pasok.
Diba? Yun yung one of the more questionable coaching decisions I saw from Derek Pumaren this past season. Amidst a lot of questionable coaching decisions. Yung second round loss nyo was just the Remo Goat show eh.
Oh, yeah.
Yung nabiktima na kayo ni Remo Goat, pare.
Out of nowhere.
Remo Goat.
Remo Goat, yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm on the board again. And for my... we'll do a recap pala. Sorry. My bad. We're going to do a recap of our first three picks of this particular draft. So just as a recap, Apo for his first pick Ange Kwame, no-brainer pick, and then proceeded with picking a Lasalian. So he picked an Atenean over a LaSalle player. So you make note of that. He picked Shawnee Winston, and then picking RJ Abarientos. For Maui, he picked Carl Tamayo, Nick Cabanero from UST, and Justin Baltazar from LaSalle. And for me, I picked the actual MVP, Malik Diouf, then Jerome Lastimosa, the comebacking Jerome Lastimosa, and then Luis Villegas, the mythical 5-team member from UE. So just to remind everyone, we are picking 8 players for this fantasy draft, 1 player per school. So to proceed with the fourth round. So for my fourth pick, I am going... hirap. I'm going to FEU. I'm picking LJ Gonzalez. I think this is a very... How do I say it? logical pick beside Jerome Lastimosa. Jerome is a pretty skinny guard. He's pretty small and pretty skinny, so he sometimes gets taken advantage of on in defensive matchups. And you need someone who's strong defensively right beside him, who can also shoot and take up some playmaking beside him. And I think LJ Gonzalez is the perfect guard. There are rumors that he won't be back for season 86 amidst the coaching change in FEU, but there's been no official announcement from FEU yet. Pop Apo, your thoughts on LJ Gonzalez?
Yeah, gusto ko rin si LJ. Kind of reminds me of Russell Westbrook. Actually, pati yung medyo magkamukha nga
Actually,
sila eh.
nga.
Pero grabe, ano talaga eh. Walang, walang pigil eh. 100% lagi eh. And even goes for
Sobrang
rebounds.
entertaining nung yeah. So yung sobrang entertaining nung backcourt nila ni RJ
Oh, yeah.
Abarientos ng season 84. They were the 1-2 punch that you needed from two explosive guards talaga. And it led to a Final Four appearance. And I think you could see the yung hirap ni LJ this past season, nung season 85, where without RJ, kasi the defense was very much focused on him. Now they had a lot of other guards, pero parang hilaw pa eh. I sort of expected like someone like Royce Alforque would take a bigger leap, pero did not really happen. We saw some big performances from Patrick Sleet, pero hindi rin consistent. Si Cyrus Torres, hindi rin consistent. So medyo nahirapan si LJ this past season. But I'm still a big believer of LJ Gonzalez. I think he's a pretty good all-around point guard. He's pretty strong. Yung mukha na siyang tatay. But he's so big and strong talaga. I'm a big fan of LJ Gonzalez. Maui, anything to add for LJ?
Yeah, I think you covered naman most of it. Apo's comparison to Russell Westbrook was perfect. I think yung play ni LJ Gonzalez was really a very pesky guard na aggressive all the time. And it's interesting to see, if he's coming back. Hopefully, if he's not coming back, hopefully he offers in green pastures. He was really good even before RJ Abarrientos came to FEU. But parang nag-stagnate na for the past few seasons. So hopefully, if he decides to play or wherever he decides to play, he improves his outside shot and gets better. Because he's a very aggressive and passionate guy. You love seeing that with your point guard.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Maui, your fourth pick for this draft.
For my fourth pick, I'm going for Ateneo na. Going for SJ Belangel. I think SJ Belangel is one of my favorite players sa Ateneo. In history, he's a very low maintenance point guard. You never hear issues about SJ Belangel. He got along well with his teammates. He played even he was key recruit no high school. Everyone wanted SJ Belangel. He waited for his time and he delivered when it mattered nung third championship ng Ateneo. And I think it was such a sour note that he didn't leave with a championship. But yeah, anytime player gets an offer abroad to play in KBL or B League or even better, you have to give your hat to him. Hopefully, SJ Belangel continues to improve. He really showed flashes also when he played for Gilas. Nung same with Tamao and Bazar nung si Tab Baldwin was handling the team. So hopefully, Belangel continues to improve.
Flashes, he hit the game-winning shot against Korea.
Yeah, oo nga.
Balance,
Tama.
boarding.
So, Apo, anything to add for SJ? Ako muna. I was actually thinking of getting SJ, pero sabi ko, SJ and Jerome on the same team, baka para mabubuli yata yung backcourt ko dito. Kaya yung kaya I went with LJ. Eh. But yeah, SJ Belangel, I love seeing this guy play. Apo, anything to add for SJ?
Yeah, kay SJ, very heady point guard, which is medyo hindi na siya madaling makita in today's game. Kasi mostly combo guard sila na. Pero si SJ, very smart. Kahit yung shots niya, very smart. Hindi namimilit. Open shots lang. If it's there, it's there. It, it really helps na shooter din siya.
Yes. And actually, he wasn't a shooter yung coming into college. I think Maui knows this. When he was
Yeah.
in high school, he wasn't known for his shooting. And actually, when he started when he started playing in his rookie season for Ateneo, he was not a very
Yeah.
heady or smart player. I don't think anyone would call him that. He was very erratic, kabado, uh, always turning the ball over. Well, hindi naman always. Often yung turning the ball over. And he really transformed this game, really matured, became the SJ Belengel
Quickly.
we all know and love today. Yep. So kudos to him, no? He really transformed from being that guy that everyone targeted, that Lasal targeted. Every time they saw
Yeah.
yung SJ
Yeah.
Belengel na pinasok, okay, you were gonna press. So now you can't press SJ Belengel. There's no way. Apo, fourth pick.
Fourth pick. Okay, let's go to NU. Pero comment ko lang sa NU, medyo nahirapan din ako to pick one guy because of how
Kasi
well
ang dami
they
nila eh.
played as a team. 'Di ba?
Balance
Kasi
din.
yeah, sobrang balanced. Yung nakikita ko nga sa Twitter, ang MVP talaga nila si Coach eh. Yeah.
Tama.
Totoo yan, totoo yan.
Di ba? Di ba? But yeah, I think kukunin ko sa kanila, very talented guy din naman, dead eye shooter, si JLC.
JLC, John Lloyd Clemente. I'm actually surprised he's still gonna play in season 86. Ang tagal na nito sa UNU. Diba? Since
Yeah,
since
yeah.
nag-start dun si Dave, he's been there. Even before Dave.
Yeah, I think
Diba? So
si Dave also should have had a year pa ata eh, pero he decided not to. But yeah, JLC's been in the UAAP for a very long time. And ang comment ko lang kay
kaya
JLC, uh, I think everyone was pretty high on him when he entered rookie. He contributed kasi agad. But unfortunately, parang the past few seasons he's been very up and down, inconsistent. Hopefully, his decision to come back for another year will give him will hopefully this coming season is a breakout year coming because they really need that wing
yeah,
scorer. Magaling kasi talaga guards ng NU eh. You have Steve Nash and
Baklaan.
Baklaan patrolling the point guard position. So hopefully JLC more consistently will show this year.
interesting that you brought that up, Maui, because I think a lot of people were commenting this, and it's my thought as well. What they lacked in that Final Four against UP was a go-to guy, diba?
Yeah.
Someone you could give the ball to and get a bucket. Kasi if you remember, Maui, nung Final Four versus UP, they were up nung last 2 minutes at or last minute of the game. Tapos when they needed a bucket, they couldn't give it to anyone. I think si Kian Baklaan was the default guy na siya yung mainit, so siya yung bigyan natin yung bola. But they weren't playing that way throughout the entire season. No? They were, yung kaya nga nasabi na Apo, they were the guys who were always sharing the ball with each other, giving everyone shots. But when in the big games talaga, you need someone to make a play and get a bucket eh. And hopefully si JLC yun, no? It's been 4 seasons na. I would say 4 seasons na medyo inconsistent siya. So hopefully si JLC will get it together for season 86. Apo, 5th pick.
Fifth pick. Okay, I'll get a Lasal killer from UE, Kyle Paranada.
Naalala talaga ni Apo si Kyle Paranade.
Grabe.
Siya lang naaalala ni Apo.
Yeah. I think we said enough about Kyle Paranada. killing Lasal nung first round nitong 85. Kyle Paranada's really a lights out shooter, and when he gets hot, you're gonna be in trouble.
One of the only players who can shoot it from Steph Curry range, right? Parang rare eh. There's Mark Nonoy, there's Evanelli who can shoot it from that long distance. Pero si Kyle Paranada, I think their offense was centered around him and his playmaking, and they surrounded him with shooters. No, good pick, Apo. Anything to add for Kyle Paranada? All right. So none. Maui. Fifth pick.
Last 4 picks, no? I'm going with. I still don't have a big man, so I'm with FEU. I'm going with one of the reasons why I think they missed this season's Final Four is because Patrick Wojtek really lacked yung stability of a foreign student athlete. He had big games, but he really had miserable games too. So I'm going with Ojula. I'm not sure if everybody remembers Ojula. Ojula was not that big, but he was really he was strong. He was very steady versus the other foreign student athletes. And I think that for FU to make it back to the Final Four sa season 86, it's either Techuete has to really improve his consistency, or they have to look for another player.
Yeah, I totally agree, no, Maui. Si Eman Ojula was the unsung hero of season 84 for FEU. They made the finals they made the Final Four because he was pretty consistent inside, and you could give it to him inside and score. Diba? It's been documented in the Boleros podcast that I was campaigning for Olson Racela to give the ball more to Eman Ojula inside because he wasn't only big and strong. He was also pretty skilled. Yung may galaw siya sa loob eh.
Yeah, may galaw.
Hindi siya parang Actually, he's a better offensive player than Malik Diouf, if I may say so myself. Diba? Mas lamang lang si Malik Diouf on defense, pero si Ojula is a much better offensive player. Apo, anything to add for Eman Ojula?
Yeah, same. Actually, nakalimutan ko na nga siya. No? Bumalik lang talaga sa akin. FAU had that guy. Very strong, big man post moves. Old guy. Old man game.
Yeah, old man game. And I think he's really an old man. hindi lang yung games. Mukha old man. Sorry to Eman Ojula. I love you, bro. So anyway, for my fifth pick, I'm actually debating if I'm gonna go with to round out my starting five or perhaps pick a bench player already. Pero sige, I'm gonna pick him now. I don't want him to be picked in the latter rounds since you both have players from LaSalle already. I'm gonna pick my backup center. I'm going with Mike Phillips from LaSalle. Apo, anything you want to add for Mike Phillips?
Motor Mike. Sobrang athletic talaga ni Mike. Yun na talaga yung and yung ano talaga niya, yung sipag. Not really skillful, pero nakapag-mythical, tapos can stay on the floor because of that hustle and athleticism.
And his defense as well. I think he's a very underrated defender. He's a very good rim protector. Pero yun nga very raw on offense. I think yun yung kulang sa inyo, Apo, no? If Mike Phillips can take that next step into being a more polished offensive player. Kasi, alam mo, ito pa isa pang questionable coaching decisions na ginagawa ni Derek Pumaren. Bakit siya nag-run ng mga post-up para kay Mike Phillips? Wala naman siyang galaw sa poste. Bakit ka nagpo-post up para kay Mike Phillips? Hindi ko gets yun eh. Kasi wala talagang galaw si Mike Phillips. So, again, if he could take that next step into being at least man lang a decent offensive player, I think it will be much better for Lasal next season. Maui, any last
Yeah,
words for Mike Phillips?
I think I don't know if it's questionable coaching decisions. You said yung Coach Derek running plays for Mike Phillips. But probably Lasal really wanted Phillips also to have a better feel of the game. Kaya sometimes they run offensive plays for him, especially sa top of the key. I think with the way basketball is working right now, it'll be the development that I want to see with Mike Phillips is probably getting that outside shot. If you watch international basketball or just the NBA also, you see these motor big men like Brook Lopez or even Isaiah Stewart work on their outside shots. It's
Yes.
very rare right now to see players post up and getting buckets. But yeah, hopefully Mike Phillips improves yung free throws niya, yung three-point shot niya, because I think Mike Phillips could be a big part of Philippine basketball. He can probably convert to the four slot. And right now, it's not eligible for Gilas, but hopefully, if he, I think lots of players get their eligibility if they stay 5 years here in the Philippines. So hopefully, Mike Phillips gets that eligibility. Just to add also, there is another Philip brother coming to Lasal
Oh,
for
yeah, yeah.
season
Oh
18.
yeah, yung
Rin
I
ako
heard
lang rin
about that.
nalaman.
I heard about that.
So it would be very interesting to see yung ano na to, yung third Phillips brother. So it's crazy Lasal is getting a third Phillips brother. It's the youngest Phillips brother. Yeah.
Youngest na yan, sure na.
Baka
Yung may
parang Gomez
balita
and
ba
Ramos yan,
on
hindi matapos.
yung may balita ba sa height niya? Is he also around 6'10" like si Mike Phillips or sa laro niya?
To be honest, I haven't seen any clips of him playing basketball. I saw a picture of him, two pictures of him. The first picture was him varsity boxing na siya eh. So it's probably very physical player, probably also has a great motor like Mike Phillips. But yeah, I also saw a picture with of him with Mike Phillips and Ben Phillips, and he's also tall like them.
All right.
It's the
So
genes.
It's the genes.
it's the genes. All right. So ako ulit, no? For my sixth pick, we're going. I'm actually pretty conflicted, no? I want to pick Dave, but I also don't want to pick Dave. Ildefonso. uh, yeah, I'm not gonna pick Dave. I'm gonna go with a defensive stopper from
Mamu.
Ateneo. My favorite, perhaps my favorite player from season 84 and perhaps in the past few years, Gian Mamuyak. Mamu!
Mamu. Yeah, I think Gian Mamuyak was yung defensive stopper talaga ng Ateneo. But it's really interesting to see that he's breaking out as an offensive player also sa PBA. If he can convert his game to probably the point guard slot or bulk, he can probably also play sa B League or sa KBL or some other leagues abroad. But yeah, Gian Mamuyak really going out in the PBA as an offensive player also is a surprising and welcome sight to see.
Actually, it wasn't that surprising to me, Maui. Because nung last 2 or 3 seasons ni Mamu sa UAAP, you can see that he was developing an offensive game. He had a mid-range jump shot. We all know that he can run. But yung outside shot was getting more consistent, especially nung season 84. No? Coach Tab was not subbing him out anymore for offense-defense situation. If you remember, di ba, Maui Apo, nung first few seasons ni Mamu, talagang he was really subbed in lang for defense. Di ba? Yung mga situational possessions na ganun. But nung season 84 especially, hindi na siya sinasub out ni Coach Tab Just playing Mamu straight up both on offense and defense. And I think that's a testament to the development of Mamu's offensive game. Apo, anything to add for Mamu, Gian
Ah,
Mamuya?
yung developing offense niya, I think he has the tools din kasi to improve eh. Yung galamay ni Mamu, sobrang kayang magamit yun eh. May handle naman siya, di ba?
Yes. Yeah.
Sobrang may potential maging very good slasher.
Yes. Definitely. And the improving outside shot is really helping him out, especially here in the pros. Maui, your sixth pick. Essentially, your bench
Hinahanap ko
player.
yung bench player. Hinahanap ko yung shooter ng UE eh. Yung ano pangalan nun, Gab?
Si CJ Payawal.
CJ Payawal. Yeah, I think I'm picking. I don't think we included him sa list, but yeah, I'm picking CJ Payawal.
He's here. He's here.
CJ Payawal is epitome of my picks sa past few drafts. I love long players who can shoot the ball. These players are easily all good defensive players and can help clean up the boards. This is why I love wings. Wing players, I believe that when basketball becomes positionless, most players should play like a wing. They can do everything, dribble the ball, shoot the ball, rebound, defend. I think CJ Payawal really showed out this year with some key games hitting multiple three-pointers. He reminded me of players from the glory days of UST when they used to have multiple wing positions, long and lanky three-point shooters. Like
Yeah.
and
Dylan Ababu.
hopefully Dylan Ababu
Ah.
and most recently Kevin Ferrer,
Ferrer.
sila Mark Canlas before and the like
Aljon,
Francis
the true
Alera.
the
The
real MVP. Aljon.
Pasalamat sa Lasal. But yeah, I think of all the players sa UE is one of the guys that I really like this past season.
Yes. Apo, may sasabihin ka ba sa another UE player?
I think good points yung sinabi ni Maui, yung about the modern game, tapos having wings that can shoot, tapos yung may may gifted na nasa katawan, yung sturdy, tapos mahaba yung wingspan. Ito yung kinahanap lagi sa NBA eh, yung long wingspan that can shoot
Yes.
the 3 and D na kaya rin mag-drive, 3D and D, di ba? This coach's dream.
And we always give our flowers to Kyle Paranada for being the main guy on offense. But I think CJ Payawal also has to get a lot of the credit for the resurgence of UE this season. He was a dead-eye shooter. And you were talking about earlier the first round defeat of LaSalle to UE. It wasn't just Kyle Paranada. CJ Payawal hit a lot of threes in that game. If I do remember, in the fourth quarter, he hit like 2 or 3 3-pointers to bring UE back into the game. And that's all that he did this season. He just shot threes.
3
That was his offense. You just go to the 3-point line, relocate anywhere outside on the perimeter and just launch threes. So couldn't be angry with that. Apo, your sixth pick.
Saan pa ba ako wala? UST Adamson. Okay. So for
UST na pare.
Mahirap na.
Para iwanan mo na ako maghirap sa maghanap ng UST player.
Okay, sa UST, okay, naalala ko na. Very streaky shooter. Tapos tanda na rin to eh. Si Sherwin Concepcion. Umabot pa to kay Coach Aldin eh.
Siya dapat ko kunin.
One of the Ayo boys na sobrang shooter.
He was supposed to play.
Tama pala, hindi ko sinabi sa'yo.
Di ba UST was petitioning for him to be able to play the season?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Oo.
unfortunately,
Oo.
he's too old. Time to go.
I'm sorry, but that is so stupid na hindi nila alam na overage na si Sherwin Concepcion for season 85. Sobrang mismanaged ng UST, no? Na kahit yung sarili lang players, hindi, parang skinrew over nila si Sherwin Concepcion. Yung dapat mag-PBA draft na lang sana siya. Instead, nag-sit out siya ng 1 year. Dahil hindi siya makapaglaro sa UAAP. Sobrang crazy. But, yeah, so pretty obvious where the two of you are going for these last two picks, no? Just wings that could shoot. Both are pretty good shooters, Sherwin Concepcion and CJ Payawal. Again, I think I picked Sherwin Concepcion in our UST Fantasy Draft Maui. And Sherwin Concepcion, again, has, I think, one of the more beautiful
Strokes.
shots, jump shots that you will ever see in basketball. His shot is just so perfect. And very, again, yung guy na sabi ni Apo, very streaky shooter. Apo, your seventh pick.
Okay, for Adamson, kukuha na lang ako ng backup ni Ange. Okay, I don't remember his name. Pero ito yung nagpa-OT pala sa Lasal. Wala pa ata
Si
siyang
Lenda Duanga.
wala pa ata siyang 3 points before that. Tapos nung na-shoot na yun, nag-OT, tapos eventually natalo. So yeah, Lenda.
Let's use your price to 3 points.
Duanga. And he has ugly shot. Pero pumasok eh.
Actually, pare, he's been developing that shot.
Yeah.
Yung sabi nga namin nung second round nung nawala si Jerome, parang nag-develop yung offensive game bigla ni Lenda Duanga. And I think the coaching staff is encouraging him more to take outside shots because he's now a threat from the outside. No, we covered this Maui in in the second round. I think the last game of the second round for Ateneo against Adamson. Ateneo got beat on the offensive glass by Adamson because mostly Ange Kwame was on the perimeter guarding Lenda Duanga because he was now a threat yung from the outside. And nung Final Four against Adamson, the adjustment was si Kai Balungay na yung tumatao kay Lenda Duanga para si Ange Kwame will stay inside. And that's a testament already as to the development of the shot of Lenda Duanga. So, nung game against Lasal, I think it was surprising because he didn't took many. But by the end of the UAP season, I think we were all pretty confident now that Lenda Duanga had this kind of skill set na yung mid-range niya from the free throw line, yung mga one-handed hook shot niya yung from the free throw line, diba? He always shot these. Yeah. And now he extended his range up to the 3-point line. So hopefully he becomes a more consistent shooter, someone that can take the offensive load from Jerome next season. Maui, your seventh pick.
Second to the last pick. So I'm down to NU and Adamson. For Adamson, I'm going to pick one of my favorite players, and hopefully this player breaks out finally. He finally showed signs. He's finally healthy. People remember him as the guy who dunked on Kai Soto in high school. So I'm going with AP Manlapas.
Hindi ko pa sinasabi yung pangalan na yung na-type ko na yung pangalan dito sa
another wing
sa spreadsheet natin. Sabi ko, Adamson, alam ko na sino pipiliin ni Maui, si AP Manlapas. And yeah, he had the biggest game of the season in the second round against Ateneo and almost killed Ateneo. If you remember this, Apo or Maui. AP Manlapas almost ended Lasal season. Diba? Yung kung nanalo Adamson nung game na yun, out na ang Lasal. Diba? And yeah, I really hope that he gets healthy and has a breakout season for Adamson because there's a lot of potential here. Apo, anything to add for AP Manlapas?
Actually, hindi ako aware na he had the highlight against Kai Soto. Ngayon ko lang nalaman siya. I have to look that up.
It's on YouTube. Just search for it on YouTube, bro, and it's there. I think it's pretty popular amongst those who really follow UAAP basketball, especially those who follow the juniors
I mean, yeah,
division.
especially at juniors, may expect mo ba yan?
Yeah, may poster,
Hindi, no, diba?
poster right now, Junior.
Yeah. But it was really a poster dunk. But yeah. And he was famously, we've covered this before in the Final Four podcast. If you may want to look that up. He was taken out of the last play by Coach Nash. Diba, Maui, we took this out. We took this up in our Final Four podcast, no? Yung pinakamainit na hand when you were down by 3 and Coach Nash took him out of the game. Again, one of the perhaps the only questionable coaching decision made by Coach Nash Pasela this past season. All right. So, for my last two picks, I'm NU or UST, pero nakita ko na si Maui has not picked anyone from NU. So baka unahan ako ni Maui.
You're going back to back na.
You've nga pala, no? I'm going back to back.
Yeah,
All right,
going
so
back to back.
it doesn't really matter. So okay, so for my 7th pick, I'm gonna go to UST, and I'm gonna go with a one and done player because I don't think I have any other choice besides him for UST because there's a lack of talent in UST right now. I'm gonna go with Josh Fontanilla from season 84. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was their point guard for season 84.
Long hair.
Yeah.
Super scorer.
He
He was
a scoring
show before the Cabanero show.
Oo nga, no?
Exactly. So before UST was a one-man team of Nick Cabanero, they were a one-man team of Joshua Fontanilla in season 84. If I remember correctly, ito yung hatak ng coach nila, diba? For season 84. He played for their coach. I forgot the name of their coach. I'm totally blanking on
Daming coach ng
who their coach. Dami kasing coach sa UST. Parang every year nagpapalit sila ng coach eh.
I think si Fontanilla ata hindi na rin talaga ni Aldin Ayo even before.
Talaga? Okay.
Probably nung na-act si Aldin Ayo since yung replacement coach assistant, siya lang din yung pinalit. He was a coach before of Fontanilla. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, hey, listen, I picked Josh Fontanilla because I'm looking at the list of UST players from season 84 to 85, and there is not much here. So, Josh Fontanilla, he had some flashes in season 84. Again, yung sabi nga ni Maui, he's a scoring guard, and he was pretty skilled also. So, can't complain there. As a backup to Jerome Lastemosa on my team. So for my last pick in this fantasy draft, shockingly, it's from NU. I think also because yung gaya na sabi ni Apo, it's pretty hard to pick from NU because NU is a pretty balanced team. They don't really have that one guy who could score or who's really a star, no. So I wanted to go with Steve Nash, pero looking at my team, I have a ton of guards. I have like 4 guards already on my team. So I'm gonna go with a wing player naman. I'm gonna go with Michael Malonzo from from NU, and I'm picking Michael Malonzo. Pero honestly, you could pick any of their wings here. You could go with Jolo Manansala. You could go with Patrick Yu. Who else am I missing? Si Jake Figueroa. You could go with any one of these players, and they're all essentially RJ Minerva. They're all essentially the same player, but Michael Malonzo was the guy tasked with guarding the opposing big players. He was the guy matched up to Carl Tamayo yung most of the time during the UPNU games. And this guy is really a hard nosed worker. He's like a mini Mike Phillips, if that makes sense. Uh, Grabs rebounds. For me, he lacks that consistent perimeter shot. I think that's missing from his game for season 86. If he could develop that, I think he could be a totally different player, a way better player. So yeah, Michael Malonzo from NU to round out my team for this fantasy draft. Anything to add, guys, for Michael Malonzo? Apo.
Um, wala naman, pero yung to highlight lang the NU system kasi kahit sino mong kunin dyan, it's medyo sure ka ng solid basketball yung ilalabas nila eh. Very well coached. Tapos walang tatanga-tanga eh.
Tama ka, tama. High IQ guys lahat.
Yes, totoo, no?
High
And
basketball IQ.
very well coached talaga. Yung kudos talaga to Jeff Napa. He was our pick for yung coach of the year. And gaya na sabi ko, anyone you could pick from NU talaga. Anyone. Yung at this spot, you could pick anyone from NU. Maui, your last pick for this draft.
Yeah. I think Gab nakalimutan. I'm picking NU last. And I'm not picking any of the players that you mentioned. I'm picking a player who has proven by making the pros, even if it's the PBA, he's a very solid player. I'm picking Sean Ildefonso.
Oh, wow. Oo nga, no?
Also a LaSalle killer nung final year na. He had a
Forgotten.
career game against LaSalle. But yeah.
Oh yeah, he
Sean
did.
He had a
Oh,
career
yeah.
game against LaSalle. And I think Sean Ildefonso, I have to give credit to Sean Ildefonso because he's been able to convert his game. He's now playing 2 and 3 slots sa PBA. And he has successfully transitioned from playing the 4 and 5 slot to earlier years sa Ateneo. But yeah, Sean Ildefonso is the type of player that I want sa team ko. He's a rebound guard forward. He shoots the 3-point shot. He slashes. So yeah, I'm picking lesser known Ildefonso, but also skilled.
Yes, pretty good point there, Maui. Now, we always talk about how difficult it is for players to transition from being a big man in high school to playing the perimeter or playing a wing position in college. No, and Sean has definitely done that. Pretty weird that Sean Ildefonso was drafted here and Dave is nowhere to be found in any of our teams.
Oh, yeah, actually, because of the format.
But yeah, that's our format. So just to remind everyone, if you're watching this, we're picking one from each school. Ha? So wag kayong magalit sa amin that your favorite player was not picked or there's a better player in the list. One player per school. All right? Apo, your last pick. I'm looking at your team, Apo, and it's pretty weird that your last pick is from UP.
Yeah, actually, plinano ko siya na siya talaga yung last ko. He'll actually be part of my first 5. Well, since you got the 2 big men, I mean,
Well.
suno pa ba, di ba? I mean,
Galentato. Joke.
but yeah, I like this guy. I like his game.
Deservedly
Very
so.
athletic. Tapos, one of my favorite UAAP moments ever nung game 3 nung he shot that free throw. So yeah, last pick, Zave Lucero.
Zave Lucero, yes. Actually, no, kung going into this draft when iniisip ko if you guys were gonna already pick Carl and Malik, I would have wanted to take Zave Lucero. You talk about Maui na positionless basketball and yung in the future of basketball being positionless. I think Zave is the perfect player
Yeah.
for that. No, we saw these past 2 seasons with UP, Zave Lucero playing both wings and being a big man and even guarding centers at some stretches yung during games. No, he became a better outside shooter. He was already a very good defender. He was already a very good finisher. So just very unfortunate that he got injured in game two of the finals. And I think he would have been uh, honestly tayo Maui yung Ateneo was lucky that Zave got injured talaga
Yeah.
nung game two because
X factor
I think
talaga
we
ng
would have had
UP.
we would have had a higher chance of losing in game three if Zave was there. Uh, Anything to add, Maui or Apo for Zave Lucero?
Yeah, I think we
Maui.
we covered Jake Lucero a lot nung episode of when he got injured. And Ayo mentioned nga, it was great to see him get his moment sa UAAP, yung 5 free throws niya. I guess the only thing I can say is hopefully Zave recovers fully and he comes
Yes.
stronger. Like Baltazar, like Tamayo, and like sila Ravna, I think Lucero could be a big part of Philippine basketball in the future. We've been very high on him as a player that can guard multiple positions, can play multiple positions, and hopefully doesn't lose yung leaping ability niya because of his torn ACL. So yeah, it was such a treat to watch a player like Lucero play sa UAAP.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So just to recap, so I didn't opt for a recap already after our sixth round because we're running pretty long here. So now we're gonna do a recap of our teams. So Apo for his first pick Ange Kwame, then Shawnee Winston from his alma mater LaSalle, then pick RJ Abarientos. We all wanted that pick. I think uh, that's that's pretty obvious from our reactions. We have John Lloyd Clemente from NU, Kyle Paranada from UE, Sherwin Concepcion from UST, Lenda Doanga from Adamson, and Zave Lucero from UP. For Maui, he picked Carl Tamayo, Nick Caballero, Justin Baltazar, SJ Belangel from his alma mater, Ateneo, Emma Nanjula, pr- pretty underrated from season 84, CJ Payawal from UE, his favorite from Adamson, AP Manlapas, and uh, a very surprising pick, Sean Ildefonso for his last pick from NU. And for me, I picked Malik Juf, Jerome Lastimosa, Luis Villegas, LJ Gonzalez, Motor Mike Phillips from LaSalle, and surprisingly taking Gian Mamuyak over Dave Ildefonso. Sorry, Dave. Uh, uh, Josh Fontanilla from UST and Mike Malonzo from NU. So that's it. Uh, so for all our listeners, for all our subscribers, who do you think won this draft? Was it Apple with Ange Kwame there? Was it me, but I had Malik Juf and I have Mike Phillips to back up, or was it Maui? He has the most skilled player in the UAAP, Carl Tamayo there, surrounded by a bunch of shooters. He also has Justin Baltazar. So let us know in the comments who you think won this draft. I won't ask anymore who you think was not picked because there are a lot of players who weren't picked yung given our format here. Uh, I won't ask that anymore because we can honestly pick so many players uh, who who were left out of our teams. But yeah, so let us know in the comments who you think won this draft, who you think we should have picked, and what other fun things you want us to cover in our future episodes. So once again, thank you, Apple, for coming on uh, our podcast. Thank you for taking on all of my pang-aasar from this episode. Sorry. I just love making Lasal jokes, but thank you for being such a sport about that. So we hope to see you again in our future episodes. So any last words, boys? Apo, any last words?
Yeah, thank you again for the invite. And yeah, Lasal trash talk is fine. Sanay naman na ako dyan.
Oh my God.
Maui, any last words for
Ah,
our subscribers or our listeners out there?
for all our listeners, we hope that you subscribe to our channel and please let us know if you want any other content. Thank you and we hope you enjoyed.
All right. Peace out, everyone. Peace out.